Alright, so you see it loading in game right now on screen?
I do.
Perfect. Alright, so you saw that, taking a look at their team comp, right? You saw that you're either against ILLAOI or Garen.
Okay.
Now, in general, like, Dorn Shield is not a bad item. But if you're against ILLAOI or Garen, it's fine to just go straight into Longsword. So the reason why you want to go Longsword rather than Dorn Shield is because Longsword builds into your first item either Tiamat or it goes straight into Essence Reaver, right?
Right.
As your first item. The only reason you go Doran Shield is if you're going to need extra regeneration. Like if you're against someone who's constantly like poking you and dealing damage from range.
Okay.
Like, and just harassing you out of lane. But if you're in a matchup where all of your trades and fights should be like all-ins or like big old trades, then just take the longsword.
Okay.
And it's gonna be better because it's gonna give you the AD and also built into your first two items. So right here from the get-go, I see that you just walked up and stood by a turret. That's fine for normals for blind pick or whatever, but when you get into ranked, you're gonna notice that a lot of junglers, maybe this Volbear walks up and tries to cheese red. Maybe they late invade through here. Something.
Yeah, it's happened a few times.
Yeah, where they just like cheese your jungle camp, right? And then you weren't watching, and your jungle gets pissed.
Yep.
Yeah. So instead of staying here, when you from level 1, like once you see what item you need to build against your opponent, walk up and either stand right here.
Okay.
In this bush. That way you can watch this entrance. Or, say in this case, like you see the Mordekaiser's already standing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can walk in this bush and cover the other entrance to the red buff.
Okay.
Yeah, because like right now, like your movement's not being efficient, right? Been around circles.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so the first thing you got to keep in mind against ILLAOI is that she has the potential to use her Q, her Tentacle Slam, level 1. And when your opponent uses a skill shot like that, you want to always look to juke it. But not only do you want to juke it when it comes out, you want to preemptively be thinking about, hey, maybe she's about to use her skill shot on me here since I'm in her range. Let me just do a step up or step down to try to preemptively move so that maybe I could just dodge her skill shot, before she even throws it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But also, against ILLAOI in particular, and this is true for probably about 90% of TRYNDAMERE's matchups, you should get Fury, focus a single minion, and then use the Fury from that single minion to build up your Fury bar enough so that you can trade and fight against the ILLAOI.
Okay. Because I've been wondering about that, and I've just been like blindly hitting them sometimes for health.
Yeah, like it's good that you started spin, so that's good. But you want to focus on a single minion here, and the reason why you want to focus on a single minion is that not only do you get the Fury for striking a unit, right? So you get 5 Fury for hitting a unit, 10 Fury for critting a unit, but you get 10 extra Fury for every minion that you kill, for every unit that you kill. So if you focus a single minion, you're getting that minion killed faster than if you focus 3 minions at once, which allows you to actually generate Fury faster. So you dodged her Tentacle Slam there. That was good. Either that or she missed it, right? Either way, every time that she uses that ability, her ability's on a 10-second cooldown. So usually cooldowns in the early game, aside from like a few select champions, like all those cooldowns are gonna be like 10 to 12 seconds on abilities that can harass you or whatever. So keep that in mind when playing on someone. Like when they use their ability and they miss it, that could be a potential opportunity to punish and fight against your opponent.
Okay.
So But first things first with Tryndamere, man, like, even if he wastes his ability like that, it's hard for you to just go all in against him. Because with your level 1, you're going to need your Fury before you fight. So in general, always try to have a good amount of Fury, like above 50% if you're looking to fight. So focus a single minion down, and then look to fight. What I'm seeing now is you're letting the ILLAOI shove you in, right? And you're just like sitting back waiting to farm. This can be an effective tactic against a harder matchup. But against the ILLAOI in general, she is a very easy matchup. So I'm going to show you something from a spreadsheet here.
Okay.
So as you're learning all these matchups or whatever, and you're you know, trying to figure out what everyone does, this spreadsheet is going to be a godsend for you. So it's going to tell you whether the matchup's easy, medium, or hard. It's going to tell you what runes and summers to take. Obviously, since you're playing blind pick here, you know, you don't know your matchup beforehand. So, you know, you were just running the standard runes every game. That's completely fine. But it's also going to give you the starting items that you should take. So, like, as I explained before, long sword refillable potion start is. And then it's going to give you a breakdown of each matchup as far as what they're going to try to do to you and how you can beat your opponent.
Okay.
So I've written out this complete spreadsheet with every single matchup in the game and what runes, summoner spells, starting items, and tips and tricks versus beating every single matchup in the game. So that's essentially it, man.
Sounds good.
So I even, like, see against ILLAOI, I even put down what her cooldowns are, level 1. And stuff like that to help you out. But essentially, if you see that it's an easy matchup, you know for sure that you can build up Fury and you should be the one going aggressive, right? Hey, CDJD, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. The spreadsheet, you can find the spreadsheet under my spreadsheet command. Just type in exclamation mark spreadsheet in my Twitch chat. Yeah, so actually, it's actually bad that you're not shoving into ILLAOI, because you see she can spawn tentacles, and the more tentacles she spawns around a certain area, it's going to be harder and harder for you to battle her, right? Since she's going to have all those tentacles helping her out. Now, something I've noticed as far as your CSing goes. Hey, CJD, thank you for another 5 gifted subs, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. So that's good. Like, so you waited for the turret to walk up and last hit it, right?
Right.
But something I want to point out, like, you see this little laser, this little line?
Yes.
That indicates what the turret is going to auto attack next. So when you see that, you should move your character beforehand to get in position to last hit this minion. So what ended up happening was you walked down here when the laser showed up here. So you had to spin for that minion. And in doing so, you actually messed up these 2 minions. And didn't get either of the CS, right? So to get 1 CS, you sacrifice 2. Which, you know, was never good. So keep that in mind. Yeah. So I'm gonna look at this game. I don't know how much I'm gonna look at it, but I'm gonna look through a good portion of this game. I'm gonna see where you're at in terms of your early game, your micro, your mid game, in terms of your rotations and your macro.
Okay.
And how well you're just controlling your character, the build you're going, all that stuff. I'm gonna check all that, and we're gonna work on each one of those individually. That's how I plan to tackle this. Yeah, by allowing ILLAOI to just push you in constantly, you're allowing her to just consistently poke you, prod you outside the lane. Whereas in reality, say you put like me in this position, and I'm the one playing Tryndamere, I would actually be going very aggressive against ILLAOI and actually looking to kill her early levels. Because ILLAOI scales up really well with her levels because she gets more points in her E.
Mm-hmm.
Her E is the thing that sucks out your soul. It's a test of spirit. And the more points she gets with this, the more damage that she can do to the spirit. Like the percentage damage you take when she damages the spirit. Which can add in a lot of bonus damage. So she actually scales super well with levels. So you usually want to beat her early. Level 3 is when ILLAOI spikes for the first time, and then at level 6. Do you level up abilities by clicking on them, or do you level them up with the hotkey?
I'm using the hotkey.
Okay, good. And have you watched any of my coaching sessions before?
Yeah, that's why I know how to use the hotkey.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Unfortunately, like, there's so much information to take in. Like, I know you have a spreadsheet, but like, I don't even know who I'm playing
Dude,
against. Like, you know,
I
it's
know,
like
man.
whatever.
I know. Dude, honestly, what you should do. Here's what you should do, man. You should, like, do you have enough champions to play draft pick?
Yeah, I mean, I can spend whatever, so I can pick whatever.
Okay, so you should play draft pick. That way, one, you can get top lane more often. But two, that way you know your matchup going into it. And here's what you should do every single time. So one, you have my spreadsheet, right? Which is obviously a good source of information. So you see that, you know, they got a Garen on their team, most likely going against Garen top. Not only can you take a look at the spreadsheet, but also there's a lot of good information on the league wiki. So if you just type in Garen wiki, click on this, and it's gonna, like, the thing you're probably gonna take a look at is all of his abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his cooldowns. And you're gonna take a look to see, like, what he does.
Right.
Because a huge learning curve of this game is just learning what every champion does, right?
Right, that's part of it.
Yeah. You know, besides, I mean, games just got a huge learning curve in general, but yeah, one of the biggest things is, you know, learning what each champion does to begin with, and know how to, like, counter them or whatever. So this could be a good source as far as just learning what each champion does. That way, at least when you're laning against that one champion, you're kind of learning what he does and learning how to play against it, regardless of my spreadsheet.
That sounds good.
Because if in blind pick, you're not going to see what matchup you're up against up until, like, you are you're basically in the loading screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you use one monitor or two monitors?
I used to.
Okay, I used to. Well, that's not too bad then. But, like, say if you're on one monitor, having to, like, alt tab back and forth, like, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go over one of ILLAOI's annoying abilities. So ILLAOI can be annoying in the fact that, like, when she W's, if these tentacles are in range to slam you, when she W's you, it's actually going to trigger the tentacles to slam down on you. So when you see this happening, it'll show an animation on the ground too. It's really important between every single auto attack that you're looking to move. Looking to dodge skill shots, looking to stay ahead of your opponent, because you spun in here and you're ready to go in, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I want to say that when you went in, you probably didn't have enough fury. Probably need a little bit more.
Okay.
And second, you, like, if you're going to go in and go for a trade, you shouldn't consume your fury right at the beginning of the trade. You should consume your fury like towards the end of the trade or towards the end of the all-in. That way you give yourself as many chances to crit as possible, right? So each point of fury gives you extra percentage of crit chance.
Correct.
Yeah, so you went in there, you saw that damage, you got spooked, you flashed out, you know, I totally get it. You know, first time I played against ILLAOI, I swear I did the same shit. Yeah, wait till you see the ult, man.
Me right click.
That ult gets you real scared. Hey, DJ Octobit, thank you for Twitch Prime for 13 months, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, like, just imagining a new player. You know, playing against ILLAOI for the first time. Damn, that's scary, dude.
I totally didn't notice this fight at first too.
Okay. I'm set worth. That's red buff transfer complete. But yeah, you should definitely help.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I got a feel for like how you're in laning phase. So it looks like you're not absorbing enough information around you. Shit, you got enough information to absorb just on your screen in general. So like even looking at the minimap might be hard, right?
Right. And actually, during this game, and other games I've done better at checking the minimap, but in this game I really didn't have any map awareness.
Yeah. You're probably just worried about those tentacles, man.
Yeah. That stuff belongs in anime.
Yeah, so instead of staying inside that range, it's actually better to walk outside the range and just trigger the tentacle spawns.
Okay.
And what you do, you just dodge the tentacles. Yeah, you don't want to fight ILLAOI while her E is on you, just because all the tentacles that she has around her will automatically slam you if you walk close to them. Rough. Yeah, at least you got it there. Yeah, this match is mad at ILLAOI. Hey, Falcon Pimp Slap. Thank you for the sub for 4 months. Appreciate it.
Sub figured I'd repay all the gifts.
Oh, well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Okay, so you got the wave shoved in. Alright, so when this happens, man, you get like a huge wave shoved into the enemy. So right now you don't have ults, you can't really dive her or kill her or anything, you use all these minions or anything. So, what do you think you should do?
Attack the tower or back off to the jungle.
I wouldn't attack the turret, not in front of ILLAOI. She would just poke you down pretty hard, right? And you don't really have any kind of pressure to kill. I mean, damn, she got 5 potions? Hey, Falcon Pip Slap, thank you for the 3 gifted subs. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you.
All will join me.
Anyways, yeah, so not gonna be any poking her out of lane. And you definitely don't want to get yourself down HP. But right here, I notice you have 2 wards available. So right here, while all these minions are going in, this is when you should ward out. And put some wards down for when essentially like Volberg ganks top. Now he's dead right now, but you can ward out here. So Volberg's gonna be doing his jungle, right? That's where he farms. But then when he exits the jungle, he's most likely gonna exit through here. Or there's a plant that spawns that lets him, you know, take the plant over and blast over the wall here.
All will join me.
Those are gonna be 2 ways he ganks. So what you do when you get that wave shift in, you go out here, you ward here, and then you spin over this wall and take the plant and you blast over. That way he doesn't have the plant to take, and he can only path through here to gank you.
Okay.
Hey, Sozu Teb, thank you for Twitch Prime, man. Thank you. So yeah, like you kind of stood around there not knowing what to do, so you kind of just did nothing, right? What I'm telling you here is just like what you could be doing during that time. A big portion of this game. Have you ever played an ARPG like Diablo or Path of Exile or something? Okay, so in those games, right? It's a huge part of those games is you know, especially if you ever grind leaderboards or anything like that, is just to try to be as efficient as possible with everything, right? Try to, like, you know, go out, do your farming, go back to base, sell your items, and then get right back out and farm, you know, as quickly as possible. Just to try to get levels as much as possible. Well, that's kind of the same thing in this game, where you want to be perfectly efficient with every single one of your movements, so that you're never wasting time doing nothing.
Okay.
You know, like, wasting time doing nothing for no, like, serving no purpose, it is something that, like, you know, the less that you're inefficient with time, the better you're going to be playing. And you'll see all the top players, they're always basically perfectly efficient with all their movements, everything they're doing all the time. And that's one of the things that separates. So I see you went down and warded after that, but as we now know, we could have warded before that. Plus, we could ward out here and take out this plant, which, oh, it's not there right now. But if it was there, then you should take it out. Ooh, actually, we could have killed her there. So, a big part of this game is abusing cooldowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when the Yi ganked and killed ILLAOI. Actually, let me see. Let me go back when she burned her ult.
Soon all will join me.
Yeah, she burned her ulti when the Yi
HEJ
ganked her, right?
Fog, hope you are doing good. I have not had the time to watch you lately.
Hey,
And I do
Hoopbed,
always
thanks for a Twitch
enjoy
Prime.
your
I appreciate
stream.
it.
D.
Hey, it's all good, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for the support. Anyways, you're back in base buying, but Yi, when she killed the ILLAOI, if you had the time to look and see what was going on, you would have noticed that she used her ulti. And when an opponent's cooldown is down, especially their ultimate, it's a really good time to fight them and abuse that cooldown. So even if you didn't know that ILLAOI's ultimate was down, this is a really good spot to fight her. I'm going to show you why. So one, look at where she's positioned. Even though she's level 8 and you're level 7, you have Ignite, Flash, and your ultimate up, right? Mm-hmm. And ILLAOI she's not the tankiest in the early game. In fact, the way she's tanky is because she heals so much from her tentacle slams, right? Mm-hmm. But your Ignite applies Grievous Wounds, which cuts that healing down, which cuts out a lot of her tank. And because she's so far up, we can actually start a trade with her, and she has to run from here all the way back to her turret in order to be safe. And that gives us plenty of time to auto her down.
Okay.
So, and look at these two trades. Look, your HP compared to her. She has 753 health. You have 1108. And on top of that, you got your ult, which makes you just live for 5 seconds, right?
Right.
So, like, right here, what I'm going to show you is just, like, you definitely could have killed her, or at least burned her summoner spells. And made her run away. And you could have done that basically for free. I don't think you would have had to use anything. Even without knowing her ultimate was down. But seeing that her ultimate is down, on top of that, is just like extra information you could have had if you had taken a look at the Master Yi all-inning. The ILLAOI, and seeing that ILLAOI burnt ultimate fighting him. That could have helped you with this, you know, make this decision, right?
Yep.
You know, so as far as, you know, being efficient with your movement, another big part of this game is being efficient with how you absorb information. So if you've noticed, whenever you take a look at any one of my games, so let me just pull any game up from my YouTube real quick. Let's see this TRYNDAMERE game. Yeah, all times, like, you'll be taking a look, and and I'll be taking a look not only at my lane, but we'll be taking a look at, you know, other places around the map there. So, and then making my decision based off the information I've gotten, right? So in laning phase, there's not a lot of information that's important to grab, but as you approach out of laning phase, it's important to, like, look around the map and gather as much information possible, and that's going to help you with the decision. So here, like in this instance, like, you know, I see Master Yi, the enemy Master Yi is in my jungle. I go and I take a look. I see that he's already really low, and then my Muumu's chasing him, and my Muumu can definitely kill the Yi. So I don't need to go down and chase.
The bard's there.
So you see how I looked at a situation, I absorbed all the information, and I saw that it was taken care of, so I don't need to roam.
Okay.
So that's just you know, one quick example. I just pulled up a random video, right? Yeah,
Right.
it literally happens all the time. So something I'm noticing when you're auto-teching the ILLAOI here, you see how you're auto-teching, but look at your character. You're just standing in place. What you should be doing, in between every time you right-click your opponent here, so say you like right-click the ILLAOI, you should, after your auto-tech goes off, you right-click and move forward. Right-click, move forward. Right-click, move forward.
Okay.
So, actually what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and break down some of the basic fundamentals. So I'm going to show you what I want to see first, and then we're going to look at you and see how you're doing it, how you're performing, and let's see, you know, what we could do to work on it for you.
All right.
So what I'm going to go through is the basics of moving in between auto attacks. I'm going to explain why it's good, what the use of it is, and why it's important to do it literally every single time
Will join
play.
me.
A floating
What's
box. Thanks for a
Kentara's
Twitch
matchup,
Prime.
in your opinion?
Kentara's matchup? There's a bunch of hard ones, man. There's a bunch of them. I would say Renekton is probably the hardest for early game. Darius is probably one of the more annoying ones. Something like Quinn with Glacial can be annoying like later in the game. There's a bunch of different hard ones, man. Pick your poison. If you don't want to be kited, boom, Quinn. If you want it to be all-in and have no counterplay because he has so much damage to sustain, Renekton. If you want to be kited and all-in, you know, Darius. There you go. Alright, so I'm just gonna teleport over here. So I just used to teleport a cursor, so I use Shift S as the hotkey. So I'm in training tool here, right?
Right.
Practice tool. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna click down on this twice, and I'm gonna spawn the jungle camp and Baron. And you can do spawn jungle camps in Rift Herald, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, we're gonna be practicing moving while auto attacking on the Scuttle Crab here. So this is what you're doing, right? You're either clicking once, or you're just like spam clicking over and over again, right?
Right.
Look how long it's taking in between some of these auto attacks, man. Just because my character is not perfectly on top of the scuttle, it's like I could almost do 2 auto attacks in between some of these auto attacks, right? But let's take a look over here. Now, if I move in between auto attacks, take a look close at my mouse cursor. Right click, move forward. Right click, move forward. Right click, move forward. Right click, move forward. You see how I'm even canceling it even before the auto attack goes all the way through, but the damage is still going off? That's because Riot has made it so that you can go through the majority of your... Oh, unless you cancel an auto. You can go through the majority of your auto attack, and it just won't be canceled. So, again, you could just do this again. And, oh, well, this Scuttle Crab's still up here, so. Again, right click, move forward. You gotta practice on not canceling auto attacks like I am. And staying perfectly on top of your target. And the reason why we do this is that while your auto attack is on cooldown, you might as well be moving, right? And be efficient with your movement, stay perfectly on top of your target. Because your auto attack, just like your abilities, has a cooldown. Your cooldown on your auto attack is based off your attack speed. So that's essentially what it is, man.
Okay.
So I want you to practice this. I want you to share your screen. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. You share your screen, and let's take a look at how you auto attack and move them between autos. Can your spin deal damage twice? No.
Sorry, where do I go under?
Okay, you press play. Then you click training. Then you go practice tool. Okay. No matter what runes you have or anything. Because we're just working on the right click mechanics. Can spin be applied twice with flash? No. It worked for one patch and then Riot patched it out. Did you click share screen or stream?
I think I clicked shared screen. Not able to see it anymore.
No, unshare and then reshare. If it works. So click stop streaming or stop sharing. And then click reshare. There we go. Perfect. Shift S. You gotta go down on the arrows, right? Bottom. Twice. And then right there, spawn dome camps, Baron. Perfect. Now we gotta work on moving in between each auto. You see how you have your mouse cursor directly on top of the scuttle?
Yeah.
Is that how I did it? No. I moved my mouse cursor past where the scuttle was. So right click on top of the scuttle, move forward. Right click on top of the scuttle, move forward. Yep, just like that. And at the same time, you're gonna have to control your screen, right?
Right.
Because if you do this and your screen, like you're looking at like your character at the very top right or bottom right, like it is here. So press spacebar for me. Yeah, you see how it centers on your character again?
Yes, that's a lot easier.
A lot easier, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So go down here. I do the same thing. Oh, you gotta click ahead, man. Yeah. Click ahead every single time. Yeah, you see how long it's taking you between autos? Like, after you're waiting until your auto completes all the way. You don't have to wait for your auto complete all the way. You'll start to understand the frame at which you can do it at. But the scuttle drill is really good for practicing this sort of thing and staying right on top. Remember, one right click on top, and then one right click forward. So after you kill this one, spawn him again. Okay, looks like it spawned the other side of the map. So go to the other side. Shift S. Okay. No, take it slow. No, press H real quick, or S. Okay. She stopped right now, right?
Yeah.
So, what I want you to focus on here is one right click on the scuttle, then multiple right clicks past the scuttle. One right click on the scuttle, multiple right clicks past the scuttle to get your character to move forward. Okay? There we go. Oh, let's see, only one right click on the scuttle, and then you move past it, right? Good, just once. Yeah, get that one slap in, then move forward. That's much better already. I actually watched Billy Madison yesterday, Kuzak, speaking of Adam Sandler. So, you'll get the hang of it over time and be able to stick perfectly on top of the scuttle. But this is something that you can do in your free time outside of my coaching. I just want to make sure you got the basic mechanics of this drill. So basically, you just went to practice tool, you spawn the jungle camps, and then you teleport to the camps and you just practice. Walk them down, right?
Yep.
Okay, stop sharing screen. Now, let me go ahead and share screen again. Actually, I don't need to. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on your laning in general.
Okay.
So I'm gonna create a custom game and we're gonna 1v1.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Don't worry, it's handicap.
Okay.
Either way. So hidden 0-1, right?
Yep.
Did you leave that custom game?
I don't think it did. It's out of it, but it still says reconnect.
Um, yeah, it's been really slow with that lately. So give it a second. Okay, there we go. I sent you the invite now. So you should be able to, like, if it still says reconnect, just click on the reconnect button, and it should, go into it and then tell you the game's no longer available, and then take you back up to the lobby. It's a dumb bug. What you can also do, you can exit out of the client and then get back in.
Yeah, I think I'll have to because it's like maybe.
Yeah, be dumb. Oh, I see you in my game. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so just go ahead and pick TRYNDAMERE, man. Pick TRYNDAMERE with the lethal tempo, runes, and setup. Make sure you switch it from Alacrity to Bloodline. That's gonna be important for you to work on.
What is it under? The bloodline.
Bloodline is under the precision tree. So it's instead of Legend Alacrity. So instead of the bow thing, you're gonna have the red sword thing.
Okay, that.
Well, I don't see your share screen, right? Because we're not sharing. But I'm just gonna assume you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I think I got it.
My heart and sword, always for Demacia.
Oh, it didn't change it. You save your runes. It says
Yeah,
it.
I saw it at 4 seconds that it like cleared it.
We can go and exit. Just go ahead and leave game.
Okay.
That's kind of lame. Yeah, I don't want you to have to play PTA trend. That's terrible. Hmm. I wonder if we'll both. You left game already, right? You're on
Yeah,
reconnect.
it's doing the reconnect thing.
You can click reconnect. And they need to fix this.
Yeah, it cleared on my end.
Did it? No.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. Alright, now I'm good.
Cool.
I use a friend. That way it's easier for me. Alright. So go ahead and double check your runes and everything. Your summoner spells are good. You got your Ignite Flash.
I think it should be okay.
My heart and sword,
Talking when you're ready then.
for Demacia.
Summoner spells, your runes are all good. You got lethal tempo.
Oh, it kicked out the summoner spells.
Are you clicking save?
Yeah, I am.
Good now?
Yeah, I think so.
Keep faith in yourself.
Okay, so we're going top lane, right?
I bring
So just play it exactly how you would if you're playing in a game and playing top lane. So you'd be watching that bush below red buff, right?
Hmm.
And then you walk up to lane. Make sure you walk up to lane and you're in lane before the minions get there. So it's usually around 130 is when the minions crash. So be in lane at like 125. So usually lead that bush at like 115 or something.
Okay.
Minions have spawned.
Yo, what's up, Ninja7544? And thank you, Serio. Emmy's around. She's just downstairs. Okay, once you get up to lane, you should be against a Garen. You should be, looking to build up Fury, right? Focusing a single minion.
Right.
forge onward. We are the vanguard. That infamy. Charge! The cursed villains.
All right, we'll play this lane out for like a few minutes, or if one of us dies.
I will lead the charge. Fire scourge.
Good job, dude. All right. Now, we're gonna go through this replay, and we're gonna identify, everything that you're doing wrong here, because
Okay.
you should have killed me like 6 different times.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna take a look. So go ahead and leave game. So I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna take a look at the bottom. Okay, first of all, what items do I start with? Do you
I
know?
can't see your screen.
On Discord?
Yeah, I can't see it.
Left click. Is it showing your profile?
Oh yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
left click on your profile, and then left click on mine. Okay. So first of all, do you know what items to start with?
No.
Okay. That's because I didn't start items.
Okay.
So, The first thing you do when you get to lane, always, and remember, we're talking about absorbing information, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to absorb as much information throughout the game as much as possible. So the biggest thing is that, like, first thing you want to do when you walk up to lane, you want to see what items your opponent has started with, because what items your opponent starts with could affect your decision as far as how you approach the laning phase, right? Whether I start Doran's Shield, Doran's Blade, maybe Longsword, maybe I forgot to buy items, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to look at, right?
Yeah.
Another thing is take a look at what summoner spells do I have.
I don't know. And I still can't see your screen, actually. I can see, like, it paused back on the YouTube thing.
It's right here, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm not showing anything. I'm just asking you what's going on. Like,
Okay, you had flash and teleport.
yeah. Okay. So it's important to keep in mind what summoner spells your opponent has, what starting items, and that could affect your decision as far as how you approach the game.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna take a look at how you went throughout lane, and from start to finish, I'm gonna show you spots where you can punish this kind of Garen player, because how I played Garen here is probably how a lot of players are playing Garen at your elo, right?
Hmm.
So right here. So if you notice, I intentionally walked to lane late to imitate as if, like, say your jungler, say like I was leashing for the jungle, and you were in lane already and you were building up.
Hmm.
So first of all, you see how the minions are already collapsed here? And you're like, it's 139 and you haven't hit a minion yet. You want to be on time and auto-attacking minions and building up Fury the second that those minions clash.
Okay.
Not 3 seconds after, not 4 seconds after, just immediately. So you should have already built up about 20 Fury by this point. So I like that you focused on a single minion. You made sure you got the auto attack, right? We need to work on your CS, man. We shouldn't be missing those. Because missing CS on TRYNDAMERE is even more important, because every time you miss the CS, guess what? You just missed out on 10 extra Fury, too.
Okay.
So for TRYNDAMERE, it's even more important. But you've gotten a good amount of Fury here, right?
Right.
Also, you notice how you start Doran's Shield?
Yeah, it should have been longsword.
It should have been Longsword, because we know the matchup, right? I'm
Right.
the only one in the game, and I picked Garen. You notice how you moved away
Mm-hmm.
when I walked up and queued you? What should you do?
Attack you.
You should attack me, and then what should you do?
I don't know.
You should right-click me, attack me, and then mouse forward, right-click forward, and move
Okay.
ahead and look for an all-in against me, right?
Right.
So a couple things you aren't noticing. One, you didn't notice my items, you didn't notice my summoner spells or anything like that. You didn't have the right setup. You weren't looking to approach this matchup aggressively. You were looking to just play it like you always have, right? Just play it passive and just farm up, right?
Right.
I want you to switch your playstyle. I want you to become the aggressor. I want you to become aggressive and fight and trade in lane. You're going to learn way more about this game, and you're going to get way better at this game if you do that than approach the game like you have.
Okay.
Yeah, you auto-attacked me there, but guess what happened after the auto-attack? You just kind of like stood there, right? So we're going to break it down again. You turn around and auto-attacked me here, and then you instantly clicked away. Auto-attack, walk forward. You want to make use of the your lethal tempo gives you a bunch of bonus attack speed for a good period of time, but basically what you're doing, you're auto-attacking, you're proccing your lethal tempo, and then you're not making use of your keystone. Yeah, and like Kuzak said, like, it's way more fun playing that way. So right here, this is something to keep in mind. How many of my minions are near me, and how many of your minions are near you?
A lot near you, and not there. I'm not near many of theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not near very many enemy minions, and I'm around a bunch. So when I attack you here, I'm taking the aggro of all these minions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, right here, you definitely should have fought me, right?
Right.
But instead, we just kind of like backed off. And we were like, so right here, when I'm queuing forward at you, what you should do is you should actually move to right here in the middle of all 6 of these minions. And you should look to fight me right there in the middle of all those minions. Because minions level 1 do a lot of damage. And I mean a ton of damage. Like each minion does about, I think, like 23 attack damage worth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hovered over my stats, but like looking at your stats, you have 74 attack damage, right? So basically, like 3 of those minions is almost worth as much as one of you in terms of damage. Isn't that crazy? And then you're fighting on 6 of them, right?
Right. So it's like 2 extras.
Yeah. Plus, you're taking Ignite, right? And I have TP.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that Ignite Summoner spell that's going to give you extra damage, and it's going to give you the move speed. And you have your spin to stick onto me. So you actually have so many tools to engage in an all-in, especially early game, that you can punish someone who plays like this.
Okay.
But instead, you auto-attacked, and again, you just walked away. Auto-attack, walk away. Wait, if you're going to auto-attack me, you got to make sure that you extend the trade, auto-attack, walk forward towards my escape path, which is always going to be towards my turret. Auto-attack, walk forward ahead of me, and stick on top of me. Remember that scuttle drill? That comes into play a lot against the Garen matchup in particular. Okay? So auto-attack, walk forward, and then when I get out of your range completely, and you can't auto-attack anymore, that's when you use your spin. You spin on me, extend the trade even more, auto-attack, walk forward, etc., etc. Hey, what's up, Christopher Wolf? Looking forward to coaching you in a bit, man. Alright, so you're level 2 trend. So you got your Q, right? You know, I could. Well, actually. Pretty sure you leveled up your Q, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got a good amount of health, a good amount of fury. And look where I'm fighting you. I'm fighting you in the middle of your minion wave, right?
Yes.
And you didn't even auto attack me, you just spun away. And then every one of these trades has turned to like a very short trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
That favors Garen. In fact, that's going to favor the majority of top laner. Is the short trades. So, but for TRYNDAMERE in particular, an extended trade, a longer trade is going to favor you because you get to make use of that lethal tempo. Because you get all those extra auto attacks with the potential chance to crit. And you have your Ignite too, and you're going to want that all in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So now you've just taken all this damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without really doing anything to me in return. And even though I have 0 items, I have more health than you, and I've done more damage to you, right?
Right.
So like right here, you could have killed me. You just stay on top of me, you keep critting, you ignite me, cut down on my healing from my Conqueror. There it is. You got to kill me. Now, if I didn't TP in place, if I debuted and fought you, you probably would have lost. Even with me having no items, and you having all of these opportunities to kill me beforehand, I actually could have gone around and killed you. Okay?
Okay.
So, what I'm pointing out is like all the little micro things you're doing wrong within trades that have caused you to lose out on trades against. If we fix these things up, you can beat me way easier.
Sounds good.
Alright, let's try it out. I'm back. Fight you real quick.
My heart and sword, always for Demacia. For my people, for Demacia, forever!
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
The earth itself shall bend to my will. I shall save them from themselves.
Oh, come on, man. Ignite or flash. You had me.
I was hitting it, but it didn't go off for whatever reason.
What items do I have? Don't cheat. What items do I have?
I have no idea. I did not look.
Come on, man. Left click. Gotta left click, man. You got this. Alright, so you... Guess what? You auto-attacked, but you misclicked. You auto-attacked a minion, and then you also didn't move forward in between the auto-attack, right?
Right.
So that's how I was able to cut away from you. Okay. So we're gonna break this down. Just like last time, go ahead and leave game.
Okay.
Alright, so we're gonna break this down. Just like last time, and we're gonna analyze like, what's going on, what changed. One, we need to make sure we absorb as much information as possible. Look, see what items I have. You see that I have boots. I don't have anything that helps me out in an all-in, helps me out in combat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, yeah, that's something should take a look at. And like, when you got the kill on me, man, you just gotta be ruthless, man. You just gotta destroy me.
Okay.
Go for it. Don't just let me get away with that. It takes a lot of unlearning to learn how to be an alpha in lane. Yeah, I've had cases like this before, but oh, good. All right, you see my share screen on Discord?
I do.
All right, perfect. So, all right. So this time I started with boots, refillable potion. You know, this is garbage. But I decided to start with items just because I want to test you to see if you're absorbing information, looking to see what items I got. It makes difference, man. Just like as soon as I walk in the lane, the first thing you should do, left click your opponent, take a look at is setup.
Okay.
Second thing you do is when you're building up Fury, man. You notice how I just like walked up like this? When you're building up Fury, I know you want to focus down on a single minion, right? But you also want to be far enough away from you where I can't just auto attack you and just get really good damage on you instantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right here, obviously, I'm playing within your minion wave to see if you've learned to be aggressive when the opponent is just fighting in your minion wave, right? And you turn around the fight and you almost freaking killed me. This is great. Only thing, that spin, you see how you spun right here?
Yes.
Spin down here and get ahead of me, and in between me and my escape path, you can stay on top of me. Plus, right here, I mean, I'm 1 HP, just use Ignite. I'd even flash away, right? Like, you had plenty of chances to Ignite. Gotta remember, use your sums, right?
I mean, I was clicking it on you, and it just didn't go off for whatever reason.
Okay. Well, also, another thing, don't take 3 potions, take refill pot.
Okay.
But yeah, that was really good, like, punishing me for going so hard, right? But then, like, alright, so take a look at your HP, right? So you're healing up with your potions and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you should know that on the second wave, the first minion that you kill on the second wave, you're gonna hit level 2.
Okay.
So, and when you hit that level 2, you should be instantly ready to level up your Q and fight me, right? Because you're about to gain a bunch of attack damage, bunch of attack speed, health, you know, all that good stuff. So right here, like, I think you're playing too far back. So you see how you're playing in Narnia here? Like, we're both at the same HP. If I look to go and Q on you, guess what? You just walk and fight within your minions, right?
Right.
But you're playing in Narnia here. We don't want to play Narnia, man. Like, we're literally off screen because you're just trying to play safe, right? I'm not gonna be freaking zooming at 1,000 miles an hour and catching up to you here. You don't have to back that far up. Like, if you're worried about me just one-shotting with my Q or whatever, you know, just stay back until this minion is low enough, and then you know, spin in. Like, by now you should have your spin back up, right? You could spin in, hit level 2 off this minion, level up your Q while you're midair, and then auto attack. You still have your Ignite, you still have your Flash. You can spin on me, Ignite me. You're gonna hit level 2 off that minion. You just killed me, right? Do you see how you hit level 2 and all of a sudden you got, like, you know, the HP bars are looking way different?
Yes.
So, like, right here, well, let's break down this trade. So, you finally decide to go in, right? So, you spun in, but then you right-clicked and you hit a minion. Tragic, but happens. But when that happens, like, you can still kill me here if, after you accidentally right-click that minion, if you move forward after the auto attack and move ahead of me and click me, right? You gotta be moving forward, moving ahead, and staying on top of your target always until you kill them. Do you know about spin flash?
No.
Oh, okay. Let me teach you about spin. Okay, let me teach you about the spin flash mechanic.
Okay.
This'll be a slaughter.
He just needs to right click better, Nitro. I'm not gonna teach him about target champs only. I don't even use that shit, man.
Into battle.
Alright, man. So, I'm gonna summon a dummy here. So, here is the spin flash mechanic. Spin, and you flash, and you see how it dealt damage, even though I flashed in the middle of my spin?
Yes.
So, this is very important to learn on TRYNDAMERE.
Until minions spawn.
So, a couple of things to know about the spin flash mechanic. One, when you spin flash, you can't do this. You can't spin and then flash, right? Or else it's not going to deal damage. You have to flash while your spin is still going. And then in the area in which you flash, that's going to deal damage in that area like
Spawned.
that you flashed in. Like you do this, and you see how I flashed right there, it dealt damage, whatever. So this is something else you can practice in practice tool, just working on, that. Let me turn off menu. So spinning, flashing on target, whatever. Another thing about the spin flash mechanic is watch this. So I'm gonna spin onto his target dummy, and I'm gonna right click him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see how I had to go through the whole spin animation and had to shove the spin? And then it goes into the auto animation? Watch
Yes.
when I spin flash auto. You see how it's instant? It's like already in animation, it's already right clicking, it's already hammering down.
Right.
That means so much, man. So like, no, unless I don't click on it. Just like already being in animation helps a lot. Just getting that right click off instantly helps insane amount. So, remember when I was low HP right here? You could have spun, flashed onto me, and auto attack. Now it just died, right? Since I was at like 100 HP.
Yep.
That's something to keep in mind. Like this is like one of the more advanced mechanics, but it's the only advanced mechanic that TRYNDAMERE has, so you should learn it.
Okay.
So there it is. That is the spin flash. So usually, a spin flash is good for two things. One, for catching your opponent off guard, and two, for extending the range of your flash, right? Because if I just spun here, I would not be able to reach the target dummy, right? I just spin, won't be able to reach it. But if I spun flash, I could reach it. I could deal damage, auto attack, whatever. Second thing is catching your opponent off guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, say you're against an opponent like, say, a Jax. I still have the Stevens come in here. Ah, here we go. So this is one of the oldest clips I have on my Twitch channel. So this is from 3 years ago. Alright?
Okay.
So the game looks a lot different now. Because I can fast push this next one. He's still in there. So, one thing I want to point out is that you see how there's no champion in lane?
Mm-hmm.
But you see how my W is lit up, right?
Right.
That means a champion is in that bush.
Okay.
So, like, I walked up here, that W's not lit up, right?
Right.
I walk up here, it lights up, even though I don't see any champion, which means champion's in that bush. So, I already know about, I already know this information that he's in that bush. I even ping it. He's still in there. Right there is perfect execution of the spin flash. So the reason, like, that I say I caught the Jax off guard, I didn't need my flash to reach onto him, right? I could have just spun onto him and auto-attacked.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why spin flashing was good there was because it, like, Jax, if he could have reacted, he would have counter-striked and my auto-attack would not have gone through, right?
Right.
Since he would have dodged the auto attack, and then he would have lived, it would have been fine. But because I did the spin flash so quickly, I mean, that's like half a second to react. Like, that's not time. How can anyone react to that?
No.
So that's like one of the, That's one of the premier ways of using spin flash, and the way it's used, besides just extending the range.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, a little bit of an advanced tactic that I did here. So obviously I'm playing at very high elo here. An advanced tactic I did. Look where I spun. So I spun not even at the Jax. I spun directly to the side.
Mm-hmm.
That way he couldn't instinctively react to it. Because if I'm spinning this direction, he has no idea that, like, he's about to be hit with it, right?
Right.
Then the next frame, I'm flashing on him while spinning sideways. So you don't have to do that. Some of my Twitch chat just mentioned it. This is just one of the better ways to do it.
Okay.
What was I building? I mean, this is season 7, dude. This is 2017. This is, I was building Vamp Scepter into Stack Shiv, because that's what was good back then. So, just a, showcase of how that works.